This video is going to try and cover a range of families, so those with younger children, those with teenagers, those with only adults playing. I'm going to try and cover a whole host of gameplay mechanics, different things to learn with different games. I've tried to create a list different to others you've seen online, so I've picked some more unique games that I've played recently, or some old classics. If any of this is any help, consider subscribing to the channel for more tabletop goodness. Otherwise, let people know other great family games in the comments below. I'll try state which games would apply to which families as I go, but I didn't want to drag this out into 3 videos, so without further ado, let's get into this list with number 10, Dungeon Roll. Perfect for any age. At the basic level for younger players, you're going to match colours and take out monsters to grab the loot. For the older players, you roll a party of adventurers with special abilities and powers, and push your luck to see how far you can make it in the dungeon before returning to town as champions. It works on different levels for different players, and it's something very easy to teach. I've recently shown my niece and nephew this one. They wanted to play again and again and again, eventually until I got tired of the game. So it is one that children are going to like. It's a theme I think children are going to enjoy. It's fantasy, it's make-believe, it's very easy to play, but it's very easy to feel powerful. When you think about it, this is literally just rolling dice, but all of this is created in their minds, something akin to like D&D. Children love it, teenagers will love it. It's very easy to teach, very easy to play, very small and compact, so perfect for travel as well. Coming in at number 9, I've gone for Catapult Feud. Another one I played the other day. Again, niece and nephew were there. They absolutely adored it. This one is going to be geared to all players, but I would say mainly the younger children, as it's barely even a board game, honestly. Basically, you're going to have catapults. Each player is going to build a small castle with some characters. Your aim is to knock down their castle and take out their characters. Very simple. You fire boulders at each other, which always leads to a ton of laughs. There was a few stray boulders catching people in faces or making people dodge and jump out of the way. Obviously not how the game's meant to be played, but they're having fun. It's what this game's about. It's what this list is about. It's going to be something children can play by themselves, but also something adults can join in. There are cards and other aspects to it which make it slightly more tactical for older players. Although I will say it loosely fits the board game genre. But it was a board game, it was in a board game shop. Take it as it is. In at number 9, I've gone for Quirkle, an older game, perfect for all ages. I would say this is honestly perfect for the youngest child in your family to your grandparents. Obviously, your grandparents grow up playing stuff like dominoes. This is pretty much that. It's very akin to something like Scrabble, so it's a good transition from sort of those classic games to more, I don't want to say, I don't know how to put it. You know what I mean though, the more different board games. You say board game, people think Monopoly, Scrabble. This is a slight transition over to those more hefty board games. Not that this is one, but I just think it's a good platform. Basically, you're going to place tiles to match colours or patterns. It's great for younger children and developing and learning. There's some gameplay mechanics which will translate to other games. It really is the perfect collection starter, the perfect intro game, and something to eventually move into some of the later games I've got on my list. It's just it's a great intro game. It honestly, very easy to get out, very easy to learn. You can start playing within minutes. And it's fun, like I say, from all members of the family, the youngest to the oldest. Had to be on here somewhere. I haven't played this in years now, but I remember it being fun. It's a great filler, easy to pick up, easy to learn. In at number 7, I've got Here to Slay. My recommendation for this is definitely older children or teenagers. And also, if you've played this game, you're probably thinking, why is this on this list? I think it brings important lessons to teaching games. There are some mechanics in this where you can play modifiers on other players or even remove their heroes. But I do think it's important that children learn not to lose, but it's just part of games. I think it's important in this one to emphasize the fun, emphasize the characters, have them take out your characters, show them it doesn't really matter, it's just a game, just to enjoy it. They are very important things to learn. Nobody wants to grow up to be that guy who's a sore loser. This game will help transition them into that, experience some of that. But beyond that, it's a game with fun and cute looking animals, which is going to attract younger players. They'll also enjoy playing the characters and just trying to slay monsters, or just collect their party of lovable woodland critters. In at number 6, I've gone for Castle Panic. Now this one is one I think is perfect to intro. I've played this with my nephew, I've played this with friends just coming into board games. It's always been a hit, so I would say this is literally for anyone. It's a co-op game. So perfect to introduce your little ones to gaming with. Obviously, being on their side, you can sort of guide them through it a little easier. You team up and take down hordes of goblins and trolls as they attack your castle. The board has 3D standees for the castle, so it's immediately appealing to younger players, and they enjoy playing cards and seeing the results of what they do. If you're the parent, it's still a ton of fun and tactical. Things can quickly get out of hand, so it feels good actively working with your family or friends to achieve the goal. Like I say, I played this with friends. It was a massive hit for new players. I've played it with my nephew. It was a great introduction for him. I think it was actually the first board game I tried him with. I explained a few and he picked this one out. It was an instant hit, and I think it will be with your family as well. In at number 5, I've gone for Pokemon Master Trainer. This one is obviously all ages, but appeals slightly more to children. It's Pokemon. Everybody loves Pokemon. You get to travel around the Kanto region collecting Pokemon, trading and battling friends, before eventually fighting the Elite Four, or one of them at least, to be declared the winner. It's a very simple game. You roll to move, you roll to catch stuff, you roll to fight. However, on top of that, there are modifiers, there are cards to flesh out the strategy, but at its basis, it is a very simple and easy game. Whilst it may be simple and easy, it can also be very difficult to finish. So it's going to be an experience for your child. It's going to be quite the journey. They're going to get to run through their own Pokemon journey, which any kid is going to love. Like I've already mentioned, my nephew is massively into this game. He's won it every single time he's played. So I am going to have to try and take him down at some point. But once you get those legendaries, But also I think this is a great transition for adults. So coming from stuff like Cluedo where you roll to move, this game feels very similar, just with the change of Pokemon, which is obviously going to delight your children as they now get to catch and train their favourite characters, rather than spending any more time with stuffy old Professor Plum. Now, one drawback for this, it can be quite costly. I got my copy for around £20 to £30. Before the Pokemon boom, I think it's around 70 now. You can definitely find it cheaper, but also just shop around. Another reason I like this one, it's possibly the perfect gift for a young family member for Christmas, and a game you will both share memories forever with. In at number 4, I've gone for Mysterium. Now, if you're wanting to play this slightly more serious or win, maybe with older family members, it's good for a laugh over a few drinks. However, if you're playing with children, I think the younger players in this one, their imaginations are just going to run wild. I think it could be a very interesting game. In this game, one family member is going to play a ghost, trying to communicate with everyone else and help solve the mystery without talking. They hand cards out as visions, trying to lead people to select different characters, weapons, or locations to solve this thing once and for all. I think this would be a ton of fun with younger family members. Like I say, their imagination running wild, probably connecting things maybe other players haven't seen. To be honest, they could improve this game massively. In at number 3, I've gone for Marvel's Splendor. Maybe slightly more complex than the other games on this list, and more to keep track of, so I'd aim this one at teenagers or older children. Now, I play the Marvel version, so all this chat is going to be about Marvel and how much that might appeal to a family setting. I don't think the original is really going to appeal to children. Obviously, Marvel is much more likely. The most basic part of this, you collect your favorite Marvel team and gather the Infinity Stones to become the winner. There's enough in this for younger members to enjoy the characters and squad building, whilst plenty in it for older members to work tactically on their way to victory. I think once you get over the initial explanation and they sort of get into the game and get used to it, they should pick it up fairly easily. But it's probably important to explain how they win, because if I can get lost just picking my favourite characters, they definitely can. In at number 2, I've gone for Monstrosity. This one's all ages, but probably slightly older. What do kids love more than anything? Other than Fortnite, obviously, and Minecraft, this generation. Drawing. Whenever we have my nieces and nephews over, it normally ends up with crafts in some way, whether it's drawing, painting, or modelling with clay. In this game, you draw aliens and monsters from somebody's description. They are the only person that gets to see it, so you rely entirely on their word. Playing with younger children is going to create some really cute moments and creations that can live on your fridge forever. Slightly older children and teenagers are where this is going to hit its stride though, offering a ton of fun and creativity in this one. But it's also just perfect for adults. If you're looking for a drawing game though, maybe go for something like Telestrations or Scrawl, which offers slightly less family-friendly fun. But in at number 1, a game I would say is for anybody, a game I've been playing for a long time now, showing my age. It is King of Tokyo. This is a game I've been playing countless years now. I've played it countless times and it's always one new players absolutely love and one that kids are always going to enjoy. Roll dice, fight big monsters, and be crowned King of Tokyo. From choosing their monster to taking the lead or fighting other behemoths, this is going to be an instant classic for any child. Again, it offers enough for everyone though. Cards and dice combinations lead to unique strategies, meaning it's entertaining for all ages. If you're like me, you've been growing up with Godzilla and stuff, seeing those creatures fight it out on TV, now getting to play this in a board game is cool enough. I've always enjoyed it. It's always been, like I say, one my table enjoys, one that we always get out if I ask people what they want to play. It's quick to teach, turns aren't overly long, and it's one you'll be getting out again and again at family board game nights. But that's my list. Let me know any you would recommend below. That's all I've got for this video. If you want to see any particular 10 lists, stuff like my top 10 most hated games, my top 10 favorite war games, my top 10 card games, top 10 miniature games, war games, anything like that, let me know in the comments below your suggestions. That's all I've got for this episode though, so I will catch you in the next one.